Okay, finally, we're on to step 5. So step 5 is something we've been talking a lot about. And if you have not seen some of the posts I've done about NAD plus and psilocybin, then go back in the group and search the term NAD, N like Nancy, A, D like David. And the reason for that is NAD plus is known for lots of things. It is a very potent antioxidant. It is a form of B3, a very bioavailable form of B3, and it is known for its anti-aging properties. So you'll see even some skincare products will include niacinamide. That is what NAD plus is. Also called nicotinamide, it's the same exact thing. But in our bodies, what does NAD do? Well, as we age, our NAD plus levels decrease. This can negatively impact sleep. It can negatively impact our circadian rhythm. It can negatively impact our energy levels. It can negatively impact our cognitive function. And NAD also plays a significant role in inflammation levels. So NAD helps regulate that circadian rhythm that we've talked about so many times. So the circadian rhythm helps you to know when to be awake and when to be asleep. NAD helps balance that rhythm for you. In addition to which, NAD plus levels can help avoid metabolic disease and improve signs of aging, whether that's memory, focus, brain function, cognitive ability, whether that is energy levels, whether that is inflammatory response. There are many things that the NAD Plus has been doing for people. And also you can search the group for some of what our clients and team members have been saying about it since they've been using it. I started using NAD actually before I started using the Night Owl Defender, about 2 weeks before I started using the Night Owl Defender. And I've noticed a lot of things, which I'll get to in just a second. But the NAD, you're going to take on the opposite schedule, right? So where you're taking the sleep and the Night Owl Defender before you go to bed, you're going to take the NAD, which is BioAge, right when you get up. And what that's going to do is set the tone for the day. So you're going to take it in the morning, and there's 2 in each package. There's actually 2 strips. You can take those strips, they're stuck together, but you can take those strips apart. You can take one immediately upon waking and one around lunchtime if you want. So see, they're stuck together. You pull them apart and there's 2. Again, it's sublingual. It dissolves on your tongue in a couple of minutes and begins working immediately. You will actually notice a very tangible difference in just a couple of days. So one of the things you can take NAD plus at night. It's not going to hurt you, but because it does help energy levels and it helps balance the circadian rhythm, we find that people do better if they take it during the day. Sometimes just telling you like it is, because very often people say to me, anytime we do anything, anytime we start a supplement, we change a diet, we address an issue, sometimes it will seem worse before it gets better. That isn't because there's something wrong with the therapy. It means there's something wrong with your body and it's trying to fix it. So it's the same reason that people will sometimes have drops in their hormone levels before they'll come up when we're trying to fix hormones or we're dealing with menopausal symptoms. It's the same reason why when you start the NAD, you may, or even a detox or just vitamins or change your diet, you may notice a temporary period where you don't sleep as well, or you don't digest as well, or you don't, you don't feel as well. Like, we talk about carb flu and things like that. That happens even with supplements. It doesn't have to just be carbohydrate restriction. Your body is trying to fix what's been broken for a long time, which means it has to start working. But you've been telling it not to do its job for a long time. So that's going to be uncomfortable when you relinquish control and let your biology do its job. And it takes a little while for it to get ramped up and do what it's supposed to do. So be patient. Don't stop what you're doing because it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right because it's different from what you're used to, but what you were doing before was wrong. This is not the same as having pain, right? If there's an outright problem, let your team member know so that someone with experience can guide you and determine whether or not that's a problem or it's a side effect of your broken body trying to fix itself. Don't just think this feels off to me and stop, because you can't trust yourself because you don't know what good feels like. And when you finally understand what good feels like, you will become so in tune to everything your body is telling you. It will be amazing. And you'll know how to rule things out yourself. But right now, that's where our team comes in. It is our job to help you recognize what those symptoms actually mean and what the next step is for you. So, the one thing I want to say about the NAD, because it is an antioxidant, it helps with genetic stability, it helps with autophagy and the creation of new cells, the death of diseased cells, old cells, bad cells, and the creation of new cells. And it helps with lipid metabolism, so it actually does help with energy and fat loss, all of those things. There's so many benefits of it, and it has become so popular recently. The problem is that oral NAD, taking it in a capsule, doesn't really work the way that we want it to. You don't get the absorption rate. You don't get the efficacy. I took it orally for 2 years and never noticed a damn thing. The other option is that you get an injection or an IV. This gets into the bloodstream very quickly. It works very well, but they're very, very expensive. It can be up to around $200, $250 per IV. This way, you save a hell of a lot of money, and you get all the benefits of the IV or injection without an IV or an injection for a fraction of the price. A 10th to a 20th of the price, okay? Depending on how many infusions you're doing. So, that is step 5. That video was a little longer than I wanted it to be. I'm gonna come back and tie a bunch of stuff together.